What's up, A to Z Sports here live on a Wednesday with our new setup. We've also introduced a new platform that we are currently going live on for the first time. We've been going live daily for almost 4 years now, Zach, and the first time we're going live on one of these platforms. It's very exciting of what we're doing here. NFL draft gets closer and closer. Today is officially NFL Draft Eve. So, Zach, we've got some topics about why the Titans could be considering drafting one of the big name wide receivers. Could it be in the first round or is it the second round? How do the Titans maneuver through the draft to get one of these wide receivers? That's what we're here to discuss today. Zach, welcome in. Very excited about this. And we will ask our best and worst question as well about Tom Brady and Gronk. Because, man, that was incredible breaking news yesterday that Rob Gronkowski is joining Tom Brady down in Tampa. I know as a lifelong Bucs fan living in Nashville, Zach, there was a possibility of Tom Brady being in Nashville on the Titans, the team that you cover, but now they're to your favorite team who you're a fan of. So you get to react to that about gloating and just being the most excited Bucs fan in Nashville.
Well, it's a win-win, and I knew that going into this offseason that it could get down to the possibility that it was going to be a win-win where it could either be the Tennessee Titans or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. TB12 decided on Tampa, and now all of a sudden Gronk has got that itch again. And I don't know if it's going to work. I know the expectations are going to be very high. Hell, I don't even know if they're going to be able to play. But I do know that this is an exciting time for a brand new franchise. And here's one thing, it's a positive for the Patriots or the Titans or any of the AFC is because the Patriots aren't going to be atop the AFC, I wouldn't think, like they have been for such a long time. So things are moving in this world, literally, right? Things are moving. And I don't know. It's a very cool experience to watch from afar. So we'll see how it plays out. Titans 212 says, is this about replacing Davis? This show is about possibly replacing Corey Davis. It's a big year, but the Titans have a big decision to make prior to his big year. So we'll dive into a lot of different topics today and go through some of the wide receivers that possibly could be on the board for the Tennessee Titans in round 1, round 2, or several rounds throughout the course of this draft, because very deep wide receiver class this year. Before we get started, though, please share the show. Bottom right corner of your screen, if you're watching on Periscope/Twitter, please share the broadcast, retweet us. We need to pop up in your Twitter followers timeline. How that works, you give us a retweet. It is that simple. Also, Facebook. What's going on, Facebookers? More people will pile in over the next 5 to 10 minutes and start watching this show. A little bit new feel for this show is we've got a new graphic, a new streaming service, and a new platform now on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. We've been putting out YouTube videos for years now. We just have not had this live platform. So excited about what new possibilities this could bring us. Also excited about you guys sharing the show on Facebook. Bottom left hand corner of your screen. Share now to public. That is share now to public. We will get started here very shortly, but we got to pop up in your Facebook friends newsfeed. So as Brian says on Facebook, let's go talking about Tom Brady and Gronk and the Titans and this show today.
Yep, let's get it going officially. Welcome into A to Z Sports, powered by TennesseeTickets.com. I'm Austin Stanley. He is Zach Bingham. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at A to Z Sports, and you like our Facebook page at A to Z Sports Nashville. We're Nashville's on-demand sports talk network, and we go live every weekday morning at 8 Central Time. Got to thank our sponsors because they make everything happen for our show, for our business, and for you guys. TennesseeTickets.com. May 9th, that is the date where the regular season schedule will be released, and you can go buy your Titans single game tickets at TennesseeTickets.com. TennesseeTickets.com is where to go for them. Renters Warehouse, the professional landlords in the Nashville area. RentersWarehouse.com is where to go to find out how much your home can rent for. There are alternatives to selling your home in the Nashville area, and Renters Warehouse is the best of those alternatives. RentersWarehouse.com. Mandu, the Pulse of Fitness, 1 15-minute workout at Mandu of their full-body electronic muscle stimulation simulates 5+ hours in the weight room. Go check that out. Mandu.com. Your first workout is absolutely free. So when they open back up, we're all going to need Mandu to jumpstart our fitness. Also, the Tucker Agency, Nashville's independent insurance agency, giving you relief by saving an average of 20% on your personal insurance. An average of 20% on your personal insurance. Hit them up at tuckertn.com. And Calvin and Subtle Hardwood and Finishings, taking CDC precautions to service the hardwood flooring needs of Middle Tennessee. To book an appointment, call 615-448-6414 or head to calvinandsubtle.com. Zach, live on YouTube for the first time. We've already got Periscope, Twitter, and Facebook rolling, but live on YouTube for the first time, which is very fun. So looking forward to growing this platform with our conversation, our draft coverage throughout this week, as we will have a draft special tonight with Buck Rising, live coverage of the draft of Thursday night for the first round, also Friday night, live coverage through the second and third round for the Tennessee Titans. But Zach, something that the Titans have to think about in this draft is planning for the now and planning for the future. Obviously, the Titans are in win now mode, but you can't just forget the future and looking down the line. And I think Corey Davis has to play into this conversation, because on May 30th, the Titans have a deadline with Corey Davis on whether or not to re-up Corey Davis and pick up his fifth-year option. He's going into his fourth year after being the fifth overall pick. But Corey Davis in the fifth-year option, should the Titans pick it up? Because if they don't, they might need to find themselves a big-name wide receiver.
Yeah, and shout out to Juan. Juan, the first commenter on YouTube of this whole thing. So way to go, Juan. Watching us on YouTube, you guys can stream us wherever, on Facebook. We've got some more streaming, exciting news coming later this week. But to answer the question on Corey Davis, this is a tough one, because as a fifth overall pick, he has not lived up to expectations. He hasn't lived up to, I don't think, the Titans' expectations or my expectations or any team's expectations that takes a wide receiver, much less a wide receiver, but a player at fifth overall. That is a high draft pick. That is a premium slot. That is a multi-Pro Bowl slot. And Corey Davis, let's face it, I mean, he doesn't have 1,000 yards in a single season.
Right. And A.J. Brown has 1,000 yards in one season, And so because A.J. Brown has made Corey Davis's lack of production even more glaring.
Yeah, it'd make it look worse.
But I'm on the side of Corey Davis. I like Corey Davis. I think Corey Davis is a really good football player, and he just has had some bad circumstances. He's had bad luck with injuries, as Kerbal brings up on Periscope.
Oh my God. No, wrong. You cannot.
How is that wrong?
You cannot sit there. That is an excuse. Okay. He has had injuries, but he has not had bad luck with injuries. Jake Locker and Marcus Mariota had bad luck with injuries. Corey Davis, you cannot put him in that same realm. So that is incorrect. Look, I like Corey Davis as the player. I think he's a tremendous blocker. I think he's a great teammate. I think he's an overall good football player. But as a fifth overall pick, he has not fit the billing. He has not lived up to the expectations.
Just because I'm saying him in the middle of saying something that you interrupted me with, just because he's had bad injury luck does not, and I'm saying that he's had bad luck, does not mean I think he's been worth drafting fifth overall.
He hasn't had that bad of luck.
Yes, I mean, he had one healthy season. And his healthiest season was his second year, and he had over 900 yards receiving, and he had a really solid year. But Marcus Mariota had several games where he couldn't feel his damn hand and had to wear half a Michael Jackson glove. And so there's just been, like, the passing game for the Titans, Corey Davis's first 2 years, have been so confusing because the quarterback's been inconsistent. Corey Davis has been inconsistent. He had been hurt. He missed time. And then this past year, Ryan Tannehill comes in, and clearly Tannehill had a rapport with A.J. Brown and not with Corey Davis, because I don't know how many times I was watching Titans games during the season and I saw on a third down play, Corey Davis would be wide open at the first down yard marker, and Tannehill would just go a different direction. Maybe it was completed, maybe it wasn't, but Davis was wide open. Tannehill just was not looking Corey Davis's way, and Corey Davis was getting open. I mean, Pro Football Focus, take him for what you want. Pro Football Focus had Corey Davis in the top 5 of NFL wide receivers in average separation created. at one point in last season. He's getting open. He's just not getting the targets. And when he does get the targets, it doesn't feel like he's making the most of them. So again, there's no way in hell Corey Davis's fifth-year option should be picked up. But Corey Davis's future, it's banking on this year 4. Because last year, the Titans were in a similar situation with Jack Conklin. They did not pick up his fifth-year option. Conklin had a chance to prove his value. He signed a big contract with the Cleveland Browns.
With somebody else.
Right. So with Corey Davis, what happens here? It's more likely than not that this year is Corey Davis's last season with the Tennessee Titans because of what we've kind of talked about. So are the Titans going to be okay with A.J. Brown, Adam Humphries, and Khalif Raymond moving forward for the future that you currently have right now? Or do you have to draft somebody for now, obviously, but also to protect yourself for 2021 and beyond?
Well, and that's the question we're going to ask you guys, and it's that simple, is should the Titans actually pick up Corey Davis's fifth-year option? Now, Austin, you've kind of come out there and you said no, they should not. You mentioned the Jack Conklin situation, which I think is telling because, you know, if he does come back and have a very good, is it damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Like if he comes back and has a really good year, are the Titans willing to pay him the money that he's going to want as a first-round, 5th overall pick for after having a good year?
Well, because you've already got A.J. Brown as your number 1, you know? And so, like, now the need for Corey Davis, how much you're going to pay him to be your number 2 guy? And or is it kind of what we've been talking about with some of the rest of the roster, is that it's draft, replace, and repeat? Is Corey Davis a victim of draft, replace, and repeat at the wide receiver position because you have a number 1 in A.J. Brown?
Yeah, and A.J. Brown obviously emerged. I think Adam Humphries, he had injuries last year, but I think he was solid while he was playing and he was healthy. Tajay Sharp no longer there. Khalif Raymond, I know that he made the big play in Baltimore, but he is still a tier practice squad guy to me.
Yeah, he's a fringe roster guy who has the ability with his pure speed to make a couple plays in a season. That's it. Right?
And so you are out on picking up Corey Davis's fifth-year option because they got to make a decision now, and that decision is it's a multi-million-dollar decision for that 5th year because he is a first-round draft pick.
Correct.
So I agree with you. I would not pick up the 5th round or the fifth-year option because of his line of work. The reason why my antennas got high, Austin, of you saying he's just had bad luck because of injuries. The guy's only missed 6 games in 3 years, and the majority of that was because of a hamstring during his rookie season that he occurred in training camp, right? Like we saw that. He missed 1 game last year. He played in all the playoff games. Like Corey Davis has had enough opportunity to prove if he is worth the 5th overall selection when he was drafted. And you got to remember, they traded away. Now, this is kind of piecing things together, but John Robinson traded away the number 1 overall pick. Essentially, you could say and argue to draft Corey Davis because that was the Rams pick that they received for what ended up being Jared Goff.
Correct.
Right? So,
correct.
So with everything that you know, and we do know all that information, I do not think that you can pick up the 5th-year option. You just can't. He's not worth the money.
All right, so let's read some comments because G-Man just said the Titans have never had a wide receiver that scared anybody. I disagree, but the point is the Titans have struggled to get consistent wide receiver. Who? I think A.J. Brown is threatening to scare people because of his yards after the catch.
Threatening to scare somebody is not scaring somebody.
Well, but after year 1, like that guy,
use your words, not mine.
I mean, I think Derek Mason scared people. Derek Mason was a very valuable wide receiver and was absolutely dangerous. Derek Mason was really productive and scored a lot of points and gained a lot of yards for the
You can be productive and to not be scary. And so I actually agree with G-Man on base. Nobody in the history of this franchise being the Tennessee Titans, they have not had a scary wide receiver. Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, AJ Green, those guys are scary. Odell Beckham Jr. are scary.
You're naming elite guys. Like you can not necessarily have to be scary. Scary and elite don't.
The Titans haven't even sniffed an elite guy.
I agree.
So,
all right. I think they've had a couple guys that have been scary that have been.
Okay. Like you said, threatening to be scary on AJ Brown, which, look, I think more time will tell. Derek Mason, in my opinion, was not scary. I think he was a solid, very good wide receiver. I think he was better with Baltimore. Honestly, I know his records with the Titans, but I don't think that he made you shake in your boots as a defensive coordinator when you had to face Mac 9 and Eddie George and Frank Wycheck. You weren't sitting there chattering saying, oh no, 85 is going to attack me. There were much better wide receivers in the league at that time. So who else on this in the Titans?
Look, I said overall, I agree with G-Man on base's point. I'm not saying that they were all.
Now you're backpedaling like Dion.
I'm repeating what I said because clearly you didn't hear
wide receivers.
I said Derek Mason and AJ Brown. Like those are the two guys. Like that's it.
You said threatening to scare is AJ Brown, and you said Derek Mason.
We're getting off topic here. I was trying to transition.
No, we're right on topic. We're talking about Titans wide receivers.
I was trying to use that as a transition piece to get to our first question to read comments.
Use it as a transition piece. Use it as a topic. This is a good topic. Do you think Drew Bennett or Kenny Britt was scary?
I think Kenny Britt was for a short period of time, and then he tore his ACL. I do not think Drew Bennett was scary. I think he was really damn good for a stretch, but he wasn't considered scary. I think Delanie Walker, obviously a tight end, I know that, but he deserves credit just to bring up that Delanie Walker, we're not forgetting how scary Delanie Walker was for defenses to game plan for. But I think the list is very short. It's Derek Mason and it's AJ Brown. I think that's about it right now.
I don't think that either of those. I think AJ Brown, as you said, threatening to be scary, opportunity to be scary. But right now, going into year two, I don't think anybody is completely shaking in their boots. Now, I know AJ Brown, in his mind, he's like, everybody's scared of me because he has that swag to him, which I love. But that's what I think has been missing. So this goes to the point of, we both agree that you're not going to pick up Corey Davis's fifth-year option if you're the Tennessee Titans. That would be stupid. That would be asinine. Do not pay him that type of cash. Now, here's the big question. Do you draft high in a very deep wide receiver class in 2020, or do you bank on you're going to get at least one more year out of Corey Davis? This is his fourth year heading into 2020. And then you assess the wide receiver position next year. So what do you think about that?
I do think the Titans have to draft a wide receiver in this year's draft. That's obvious here. But let's do this. Let's read some of your comments about this, about what you feel about Corey Davis's future and how that impacts the draft. But first, Zach, tell the people about the great sponsor, Calvin and Subtle.
Yes, Calvin and Subtle. Look, they are a brand new to us, but they've been doing this for a long, long time. They're a great hardwood and flooring company right here in Middle Tennessee, right here in Nashville. It's very, very easy. You give them a call. Rachel will pick up 615-448-6414. That's 615-448-6414. Rachel, the sales, is going to pick up. She's going to say, look, let's schedule an appointment. Within 1 or 2 days, somebody is going to come to your house and take a look at where your floors need to be replaced. They're going to wear gloves. They can wear masks. They're going to make those CDC precautions. You're going to either go into their showroom or they're going to bring you some samples, decide on some hardwood flooring. They've got luxury. They also have cost-effective hardwood floors. The best part about it is the turnaround time. Snap of the finger. This thing is going to take less than 2 weeks. They're going to order their material within a week, and boom, installation is that quick. CalvinandSubtle.com. That's CalvinandSubtle.com, right here to Middle Tennessee, or give them a call, 615-448-6414.
All right, A to Z Sports. Don't forget to subscribe to our A to Z Sports podcast feed. There's a new Tighten Up podcast out this morning. Jack Gentry and Austin Huff interviewing Uncle Jim Wyatt. As Jack Gentry's uncle is Titans Online's head writer, senior writer, Jim Wyatt. So that's guaranteed to be hilarious interview from those guys, the Tighten Up podcast. Search A to Z Sports wherever you get your podcast. So reading some comments here, talking about Corey Davis's future and how that impacts the Titans draft. Anthony says Corey Davis's future is with another team. I just hope it's not another AFC South team. Bentley brings up Michael Pittman Jr., Jawan Jennings, and Jalen Reagor. Two of those guys are likely to be high picks, not Jawan Jennings. But Michael Pittman Jr. is a guy that Zach knows his father really well. Big, just stud, huge biceps down there, running back for the Bucks for a long time. But wide receiver out of USC, the NFL scouts are loving that guy.
Michael Pittman. I mean, let's say we talk about Michael Pittman Sr. What a running back! That guy was huge. He actually, I watched him. I rewatched the Bucks Super Bowl here recently. Pittman, he had like 70 yards in the first half. So I would love Michael Pittman Jr. I'm all for him just because of knowing the history of his father.
Yeah, he's a big guy too. Big guy and very polished. Now, Rob brings up, what about Henry Ruggs? There is the smallest percentage chance that the Titans can get Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs could be the first wide receiver off the board in this year's draft in the early teens. So I highly doubt the Titans are going to get close to sniffing the top three guys, which are in whatever order you want to, CeeDee Lamb from Oklahoma or the Alabama duo and Jerry Jeudy or Henry Ruggs. But there are a lot of good wide receivers in this draft. And Zach, I could argue that there are 9 big name wide receivers in this draft. If you want to label the Titans having an opportunity to get a big name wide receiver, I could say there are 9 of those guys. We've already mentioned, I believe we've mentioned 4 of them, but 9 big name wide receivers the Titans could end up with.
Yeah, and I think you're right in the top 3. I think those are going to be pretty standard of Ruggs. And then you have CeeDee Lamb is unbelievable. That guy is I mean, watching him play at Oklahoma, he is a straight game breaker. Jerry Jeudy, those three guys are going to be off the board. So you don't even have to worry about that. But I'm curious to see who's going to stretch and who's going to draft T. Higgins and who's going to draft Justin Jefferson. I think the next 2 guys off of the board, where they land, everybody knows going into this draft, it's heavy wide receiver. And it's a passing league, right, Austin? Like, you got to have guys to catch the ball. We saw what A.J. Brown did to the Titans offense last year with a good quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. My personal opinion, I think it's going to be hard for them to justify drafting a wide receiver in round 1.
All right, so yeah, let's ask that question. Titans 212 says, I'm not a huge fan of Higgins. He seems small. I hope you mean like thin, because T. Higgins is quite tall, not small at all. Okay, so he says 6'5", 200 pounds. So look, T. Higgins has really good ability to go up and get the football, but he's thin, not small. But the guy is still a physical football player. So let's ask this question, Zach. Thumbs up or thumbs down, Titans fans? Are you thumbs up or are you thumbs down on the Titans drafting a wide receiver in the first round? Because we're discussing this, it's all about replacing Corey Davis, because I think we've come to a general consensus on our show today, broadcasting live on Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, and YouTube this morning, that Corey Davis's last year is probably this year with the Titans. So thumbs up or thumbs down on the Titans drafting a wide receiver in the first round. We will discuss that. But first, Zach, the Tucker Agency, another great new sponsor here on A to Z Sports.
Yeah, it really is. And Will Tucker owns the Tucker Agency. It's insurance, right? Everybody has insurance. Everybody needs insurance. But maybe you're paying too much for insurance during this weird coronavirus time. And look, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not just going to – the switch is not just going to be flipped on to say everybody can go back to their normal lives. You're going to still have to budget, save money, try to put food on the table consistently. How to do that is maybe restructuring your insurance. The best part about Tucker Agency is their customers save an average of over 20%. That's hard to beat. You can sit there and restructure your home, your auto, your valuables, renter properties, Airbnbs, just the overall umbrella of your insurance coverage. Life insurance, you can restructure that. Give the Tucker Agency a call or go to tuckertn.com. Right here in Middle Tennessee, the guys that work at the Tucker Agency, they're awesome too. They're local here to the market. They actually care about you. They truly do. So assess what your insurance is right now, what you're paying per month. Maybe it's on a lot of people in general, it's just on auto pay. Well, since coronavirus has hit, you've had to reassess to say, hey, it's not just all about auto pay. Is what is that auto pay drafting out of my bank account because maybe I'm not having as much money come in because of the times. TuckerTN.com is where to go. They're a great presenting sponsor here on A to Z Sports. They've also got the quarantine question a little bit later tonight. So that's a cool feature from the Tucker Agency. That's TuckerTN.com.
All right, A to Z Sports, our A to Z Sports podcast feed. Go subscribe to that wherever you get your podcast for more original content beyond just Zach and I here on the morning show, but Bucks Primetime Show, the Tighten Up podcast, and the Big Orange podcast as well. So we asked the question, thumbs up or thumbs down with the Titans taking a wide receiver in the first round of the draft. We've had a ton of emojis. Deborah's thumbs down. Max, Robert, thumbs down. Chris says thumbs up only if Denzel Mims or as a crazy rumor, Jerry Jeudy falls. But Chris says he doesn't think he will. Now, the rumor around Jerry Jeudy is that he has some knee issues that will continue to be a problem for him. He had meniscus surgery a year and a half ago. Jacob's thumbs down. Lucas says Titans can always draft wide receiver next year's first round. They've got bigger needs this year, so there's a thumbs down there. DJ thumbs down. Max, Hunter, Dustin's thumbs up. Tom's thumbs up. Pretty much the only thing he doesn't want is interior D-line or Christian Fulton. Dustin says that the Titans can steal a very good wide receiver at 29 overall. How do you feel about that, Zach? I'll just say this. I mentioned 9 big-name wide receivers that I think NFL scouts are saying these guys are big-name wide receivers. This is from Kyle Krabs of the Draft Network. His top 9 wide receivers are CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Justin Jefferson, Laviska Shenault from Colorado, Jalen Reagor from TCU, Brandon Ayuk from Arizona State, KJ Hamler from Penn State, and Denzel Mims from Baylor. Those are the 9 that I think the NFL people believe are the big-name wide receivers on this draft. Now, there are other big, huge college names that I didn't even mention, like Donovan Peoples-Jones, T. Higgins we've talked about, Van Jefferson, and more moving down that board. But the Titans could get a very talented wide receiver at 29. Is it worth it at that point, or are there other needs they should address?
I think there are other needs, and this is my personal opinion. I don't think this is the year to draft a wide receiver in the first round. This is the year to draft a wide receiver in the later rounds because of what you just said. That makes the most sense. I agree. The Titans are going to have to start thinking about what they're going to do in replacing Corey Davis as a number 1, number 2 wide receiver. But I would love, and you mentioned a guy, and this is a guy that I personally have watched and followed from his time at, even dating back to Ravenwood and then going to Ole Miss and then transferring to Florida. If the Titans got Van Jefferson in the later rounds because of how deep this class is, I think that would be a fabulous pick by the Tennessee Titans. Now, I think he would do exactly what they needed him this year. The reason why you would draft a wide receiver this year is to give him a year, right? You don't have to have the production that A.J. Brown gave you last year in his rookie season. It's to learn and to learn under Corey Davis of the world, the Adam Humphries and the A.J. Browns on how to work and then step into a bigger role the following year. I am out on drafting a wide receiver at 29 overall, and I don't think that they're going to.
I'll touch on Van Jefferson real quick before I read a comment that I liked from Zach Oakes on Facebook. But Van Jefferson, you're right. We both covered him in high school and saw how polished of a wide receiver he was at the high school level. And NFL teams really like Van Jefferson. You're talking – you got to take Van Jefferson in the 3rd round if you want to have a chance to get him because there's so
smart.
He's so smart. I mean, the son of Sean Jefferson, former Titans wide receiver coach. That's why he was at Ravenwood as they moved down from Michigan, where Sean Jefferson was with the Lions before then. So I like Van Jefferson a lot. To me, Van Jefferson is just a way better Tajay Sharp. It's exactly. a guy who knows how to play the position. He knows how to get open. He's not just as physically gifted as some of these other names that we've talked about today, but he will be in the NFL for 8 to 10 years, probably on 3 or 4 different teams. But the guy is going to have a job for a long time in the NFL with Van Jefferson.
That's honestly, I'll say this right here on this show. on Wednesday before the draft. That's who I want the Titans to draft.
That's your guy
as their wide receiver. And they may have to do some shuffling, right? And trade away some spots to position themselves in the right place to draft him. But if they draft Van Jefferson in that third, maybe fourth, if they're lucky, I don't know where he's going to land. But if they draft Van Jefferson, I will applaud the Titans. That is who I would like them to take, because I agree with the Tajay Sharp reference, just better. And that's the type of guy really they need this year. They don't need to replace Corey Davis this year. They need a guy that can come in, learn quick, catch the ball, get some rapport with Tannehill. I think Van Jefferson does that.
I actually think Van Jefferson's a great replacement for Corey Davis. I think Van Jefferson fits really nicely as a second wide receiver behind A.J. Brown.
Not a game time.
Yeah, it does. But I think that's kind of what Van Jefferson is. I think if you're looking at the Titans and their wide receiver needs for now, you got to get somebody with just pure speed who's better than Khalif Raymond and who can do more than Khalif Raymond. So Van Jefferson,
Tyreek Hill. That's who everybody's trying to find.
Yeah, right. It would be great. Okay, go get the track guy who can actually play football too, right? And one guy I like, because somebody asked who is my, and then I'll get the Zach Oaks comment. One guy asked, who's your guy, Austin? Last night I went on the F Word Pods live mock draft, and it was fun. And I got Devin Duvernay late in the fourth round. And Devin Duvernay from Texas, I like that option. He's got pure speed. Devin Duvernay won the state championship 100-meter dash in the state of Texas at the highest classification. So that's track speed, and he's kind of built like A.J. Brown, but smaller. So I like Devin Duvernay in the late rounds. So Zach Oates comments, who I teased earlier, he says, if you can't get one of the top 3 wide receivers, he thinks you pass on a receiver in the first round. I'll add one more to that, because Zach Oates is talking about Lamb, Judy, or I'm sorry, I just lost his name now, Ruggs. I think you add Justin Jefferson to that. If Justin Jefferson falls to 29, do it. Like, go get Justin Jefferson. So I would add.
There's a chance in hell, and I'm not saying you're saying that. There's no chance in hell that Justin Jefferson's there at 29.
I'm just saying I'm adding Justin Jefferson to that top group of receivers. That I agree overall. The Titans should pass on wide receiver in the first round, but there's some really
that's
sexy.
That's like your boy Hawkeye dropping to 18 or 19 to the Titans.
But again, would Hawkinson have not been great on this team last year and moving forward because Delanie Walker's out the door?
No, he wouldn't have been, because the emergence of Jonnu Smith and what he was able to do. So
now you've got Jonnu Smith and Hawkinson
and Michael Pruitt. So no, that would have been awful. Their tight end spot where you were saying they need more. They have no depth.
Who was your second tight end?
They signed all of their guys besides Delanie Walker, who was out the door.
Right, but now
that was wrong. You actually, now that we know everything, you were incorrect.
TJ Hawkinson would still have a great addition to the tight end group. You can't deny that.
But actually incorrect, because they ended up drafting, and this is now what we know. More information. Your opinion should be changing, but I don't know why it's not. They instead started to draft and went out and got Jeffrey Simmons, which they no longer have Jarrell Casey. So that is actually the best part about it.
But like hindsight, if they didn't have Jeffrey Simmons,
this is what we know now.
But if you didn't have Jeffrey Simmons, you wouldn't have traded away Jarrell Casey. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying.
You don't know that. We don't know.
Okay. All right. Like, you're using new information based off of what's happened. I think TJ Hawkinson would be a great ad if he fell for 19. He was a top 10. He was a top 10 player, obviously, so he didn't fall. That's kind of the point overall. But they also played 2 tight end a lot on the field last year, even without Delanie Walker. Go ahead.
Let's go quickly, real quick. I want to ask you a question. Do you think Delanie Walker finds a job?
Yeah. In July.
Okay. So that's
why, because Delanie Walker, there's no point. It's kind of like Kenny Vaccaro a couple of years ago. Like, if you didn't sign immediately, there's no point in signing in May or in April. You might as well just wait till camp starts so you save your body. You stay
especially
healthy.
In this coronavirus year.
Yeah, for sure. So I think Delanie Walker gets a job. That's yeah. And Shrike, I'm with you. Shrike says, did Zach just say Pruitt and Ferkser would prevent you from drafting Hawkinson? You never let average players keep you from drafting a really damn good player, like a top 10.
Jonnu Smith did that, bud. So
You can-
wait,
Last
who was
I
that?
checked-
Who was that?
Shrike, our boy Shrike, Elder.
Shrike. Yeah. Jonnu Smith did that, pal. And what Ferkser, no, listen to me. What Ferkser and Michael Pruitt did, the productivity, it wasn't like outstanding, but other guys stepped up. Derrick Henry stepped in a massive way. AJ Brown stepped up in a massive way. Jonnu Smith stepped up in a massive way. So those guys, they were able to do what they were asked to do, which is only a certain level. Which I understand that. That's why they're on one-year deals. I get it. But it justifies Austin. The reason why I went after him because of what was said is because he started spewing all last year that they don't have any tight end depth. And I think what's justified is this year they re-signed all their guys and they solidified that they have tight end depth.
Well, and again, remember the reason why
you admit you were wrong there.
I've always liked Jonnu Smith, but the reason why I thought TJ Hawkinson could be an option, and we'll move on after this, is because I thought, well, not that I thought, Jonnu Smith had 2 knee surgeries in as many years. He had 2 years in the NFL, 2 offseason knee surgeries. So that's where I didn't know what you would be getting. From
what's
Hawkinson.
Hawkeye going to do?
I mean, he had a really good rookie year with the Lions with not Matthew Stafford throwing to him.
But what happened to him?
He got a concussion.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Okay. Everybody gets hurt.
No, he got hurt that sidelined him for multiple games. He was out for most of the season.
Okay, like you're acting like I knew TJ Hawkinson was going to get
hurt.
No,
I'm not sitting there saying that. I'm saying that what we know about TJ Hawkinson, there's still some now questions moving forward about him because of what accrued in the first season.
My
of his
whole
career.
point on TJ Hawkinson would have been a luxury pick last year if he dropped to 19. But the reason why you take him is because last year was all about trying to maximize the quarterback and find out about Marcus Mariota. And so maybe that could have helped out there. That's the only thing I mentioned there. All right, let's move on from that because that was kind of pointless. All right, do we have any other wide receiver opinions? I think Zach and I both agree no wide receiver in the first round. I think it's just there's too good a depth in this wide receiver class to take where you can go in the 3rd and 4th round and get an instant impact player, not like a number 1 or 2 wide receiver, but a guy who can make more impact on this team as the 4th wide receiver this season to grow into more.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be very interesting, and this is something, and I'm surprised however many minutes we're 37 minutes into this show. This is the first time that we have mentioned one of the news of Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah,
and what impact that could have. Now, to refresh some of you guys' memory from last night, and I'll give credit where credit is due because Austin texted our group between him, myself, and Buck, and that was that the Seahawks, and this was reported by 710 ESPN in Seattle, says, are the Seahawks out on Jadeveon Clowney? ESPN's Diana Rossetti told 2 individuals on the beat for the Seahawks that it looks like Seattle has moved on, and she expects, Diana Rossetti does, that he will sign with the Titans. Now, that, my friend, is a little bit of nugget, and I'm talking about the authentic nugget that you get at Raging Cane's or Zaxby's or for my southern folk down there in Abner's. This is not one of those nuggets that are fake chicken, that sponge that you get at any prototypical fast food. That's a real big nugget by Diane Rossini. And if they do get Jadeveon Clowney, how does that affect, which it should, how they draft this year and this week?
It's funny because I'm actually going to be talking about some nuggets and throwing shade later on the show. But yeah, if the Titans are going to get Jadeveon Clowney, then there's no need to draft an edge player in the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round. There's no need because Clowney, Beasley, Landry, Correa, your top 4 edge players, and you have 2 developmental guys, and Derek Roberson, who came on strong late, and DeAndre Walker, who's a 5th round pick, who was hurt all last year. So I think you've got 6 guys there at that position that give you enough depth. So I think Jadeveon Clowney changes that a lot because now you move edge from maybe one of the top 2 or 3 needs all the way down to like 5, 6, or 7 needs.
Well, no, you move it from the worst position group on the team.
It's not the worst
position. No, listen to me. Against Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game, it was the reason why they couldn't get a pass rush on him, and they had to just backpedal back. I mean, Harold Landry, your best edge rusher, was now putting back in coverage. That, as you were saying, goes all the way. I think. I mean, God, it's right near Derrick Henry and running backs when they draft one as his backup.
So you think currently without Clowney, you think edge is the number one need over cornerback?
No, it's inching. No, they have addressed it with Vic Beasley and some of their re-signing.
That's what I said.
With Clowney, it completely changes. It's one of those positions. I'm reiterating what you said.
Okay, I thought you were disagreeing with me.
No. I'm putting it as it went from the worst position group probably on the team, and you could argue if they get Clowney heading into 2020, it is their best position group.
Yeah, up there with safety or inside linebacker. I mean, there's some really good strengths there there.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. I agree with that.
And Kerbal says not with Ty Smith coming back. Ty Smith is coming back to the Titans, but again, Ty is a good depth piece. He's not they still need to draft 2 cornerbacks, in my opinion, in this draft to help them out at cornerback, because right now it's just Butler, Adoree Jackson, who both could be gone in 2 years. And then you've got Kareem Orr, Ty Smith, and Chris Milton. That's literally the depth chart and all they have on the roster at cornerback overall there.
And I do agree with Kerbals on YouTube. Hey, boy, now we got some YouTubers. Hey, welcome in. We're going to be doing this a lot more often on YouTube, so join the fun. And he said, I think the Titans love Amani Hooker. I think they're going to put him in a lot of different spots. I think they really like that draft pick, so I agree with that comment.
Yeah, me too. A to Z Sports here live on the show today, talking a lot of Titans wide receivers. Let's get to our best and worst segment, because this involves the Titans, and we're going to get the heartstring of Titans fans involved here. What is the best and the worst thing about not signing Tom Brady? What is the best and the worst thing about the Titans not signing Tom Brady after the news of Rob Gronkowski coming out of retirement and getting traded to the Bucs to go play alongside Tom Brady? And we'll let Zach have some fun and just dream of Tom Brady throwing touchdowns to Rob Gronkowski in the Super Bowl in Tampa. Will they fire the cannons if the Bucs are playing in the Super Bowl at home?
Hell yes.
All right, so we'll get to that. What's the best and the worst part about the Titans not signing Tom Brady? But first, let me tell you guys about Renters Warehouse. They're the professional landlords in the Nashville area. RentersWarehouse.com is where to go to find out how much your home can rent for, because there are alternatives to selling your home in the Nashville area. You continue to build equity, create an extra cash flow for you and your family, and RentersWarehouse.com nails it, crushes it out of the park when it comes to helping you out there. Also, if you're an Airbnb owner and you rely on business travel and tourism and you can't get that right now with what's happening, renterswarehouse.com can temporarily rent out your Airbnb to give you some extra income during these hard times. renterswarehouse.com.
All right, so Lucas Burks of Facebook gets the love of the show, and because he gets the answer correct. The worst part about Tom Brady going to the Bucs and not the Titans are the 8 primetime games that the Titans won't get.
8?
That is the number one answer. And it's absolutely the fact, right? Because the Bucs are going to be on prime time. You're going to hear a lot of them cannons firing off, and we're speaking as if the NFL regular season goes on the way that it should. But that's the biggest thing is, they're going to be showcased, and the Titans, and this is why I think it's the love, and it is my answer. I agree with Lucas Austin, is because we do a show, a game day show, a pregame, halftime, and postgame show every single game day to get you guys' reaction live of when it happens. When they have primetime games, whether they're on Sunday night, Monday night, or Thursday night, we get a little bit of time off during the hectic season, right? Yep. We can go and travel to Oxford. I can go to an Ole Miss game and watch the Lane train bear down on all of those SEC teams. So that is absolutely right, Lucas, is the less primetime games the Titans get.
All right, so that's your number one. So
yeah.
The worst part is that. What's the best part about the Titans not signing Tom Brady from a Titans perspective?
Well, yeah.
I had to throw that in there because you were going to say, well, because my Bucks signed. That's the best part.
Yeah, I mean, that is the best part. This has been a win-win for me because the Titans didn't get in the primetime games, but the Bucks did, right? This is going to be a great season. I can't wait. Look, the football gods have been screwing me over for a long, long time. Now, just in general, the gods have been screwing me over for a long time. Now the ship has been righted. The stars have aligned, as they say. The best part about them not getting in it, if as a Titans perspective, it's got to be they give the opportunity to their three premier offensive weapons to run it back. Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, and A.J. Brown. That opportunity is actually realized where if Tom Brady, look, great as he is, aged, they don't have to worry about finding their next quarterback after Tom Brady, something the Bucks are probably going to have to do. They have their guy for at least guaranteed 2 years, maybe 4, and they get to see if this AFC Championship team can run it back and get them home playoff games, possible buys, and a Super Bowl appearance, maybe even a Super Bowl championship. That's the best part about it.
I think the best part about it is that you fully get to maximize Tannehill and Derrick Henry specifically, because I don't think Tom Brady and Derrick Henry would work as well as Tannehill and Derrick Henry because of Tannehill's added mobility for him to be able to use that in the play action pass game. So overall, the best part about the Titans not signing Tom Brady is absolutely being able to run it back with those three guys, as you said there, Zach.
Austin, did you hear that bring in your ear?
I did not.
Okay, so that must have been just my computer. So over the last several weeks, as my schedule is on my computer, it brings, right?
Yes.
And we've had some very sad news, right? We had Final Four tomorrow.
Why do you got to keep doing stuff like
Masters tomorrow. But today is a very happy day because it bringed and it reminded me that the NFL draft is in fact tomorrow.
Oh, how about that?
That's great news.
All right, so
coronavirus and all you bat eaters can't screw me out of that. So that's good news on a Wednesday, the day we throw shade.
Yeah, I've got shade for sure coming up too. Kivo had a good comment that I was going to read about the worst part about the Titans not signing Tom Brady, if I can find it. But it's I've seen Tribe Called Quest, the best part is ticket prices don't go up 15%. I can't find Kivo's comment that I was going to read. Unfortunately, I found one Kivo comment. Where did Kivo's comment go? I don't know where it went. It disappeared on me for whatever reason, so I can't find it. But I think the worst part is you miss out about the hype around the Tennessee Titans with the entire country, with their eyes on the Tennessee Titans. That's what you miss out on most by not having Tom Brady. Because everywhere, us, ESPN, NFL Network, every time they talk Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just imagine that being the Titans. That is the biggest miss on the Titans not signing Tom Brady. Kivo brings back his comment, says it was the boom or the bust. It absolutely was, Kivo. Thanks for that. That he said that if Tom Brady signed with the Titans, it was Super Bowl boom or bust. It's not necessarily that now.
Now it's building. You're exactly right. And I'll go a step further. We also miss out on, I think, the inside access that the national media would get of the relationship between Mike Vrabel and Tom Brady and possibly John Robinson, the three of them, because they're friends. And Gronk, maybe peppered in there if he was a Titan, if he came back and played for Tennessee like he's going to do Tampa Bay. So that, I think, is also a big miss is their relationship. We saw it on the practice field when we were there, when they did the joint practice last year. They have this vibe, right? They have this brotherly, I'm going to pick on you. It's like a friendship, right? I bust my buddy's balls all the time. It's because I like them. It's not because I hate them. We miss Brady on Vrabel crime.
I honestly feel like Mike Vrabel does that to everybody. I mean, he did that to me on the Zoom press conference on Monday.
Right, but he would even more do it to Tom Brady, right? You do it, I do it in general, you do it in general, but you really, I mean, I get after my close friends. It's like, I mean, you better bring your gun to this conversation because I mean, I've had people, and this is just, I don't know, this is how all my friends and to kind of go a little bit more in depth. And I think I see this in Vrabel and Tom Brady. It's the reason why they're so good is they're alpha males, right? Alpha dogs have got to get the last word. My high school friend group, all alpha males. I mean, imagine me times 6. Yeah, it's a hard group. But it's that camaraderie, and I think that's what brings a team together, and that was bring. And you're right. To go back to the comment that Kivo said, it's boom or bust. But hell, to have that opportunity to boom, the Titans haven't had that opportunity to boom. I know they're building instead of booming.
Yes.
That boom is something to get excited about.
James says, missed Gronk on Lower Broadway. Ethan says, could you imagine Gronk on 2nd Avenue if he signed with the Titans? I'll say this. If Gronk signed with the Titans, he would become the 2nd NFL tight end to get arrested on 2nd Avenue in Nashville. Because remember, the Texans tight end, they got arrested at the NFL draft last year. So, right. I mean, Gronk would have been all over the place. Now he's just in Tampa. But the whole thing about this, which is even stronger than, even crazier than Nashville.
Wait 1 second. Anthony gets he didn't get the love of the show, but he'll get a like. He says, I tried having that kind of relationship with my wife. It didn't work.
Randy says Zach times 6. Oh dear God. LOL. Exactly. I feel you there, Randy.
And it's not even. It is. I mean,
you're basically times 2 with your new espresso beans you've been eating during the show the last 4 weeks.
Well, that's the kind of energy you have to have when you come around and I'm still in contact with all of them. Like we still have a group text, and like I see them, and when we get together still today, it is like roast central. You talk about roasting coffee beans. It is you don't even want to be. And the worst part is people, maybe like my friends that have like kind of entered into that group that know me, they get around us and they're sitting there like, oh my God, what is going on? Like they're terrible to each other. But we do that out of kindness and love. It's just weird.
Yeah. Let's see. Joe Dan.
I got the bean in. Hey, I got the bean in right now.
Okay, I know that. Great. Continue like slurping on that espresso bean. Joe says that Gronk would open up a bar on Broadway called Gronky Tonk. That would there would just be so many bad puns with Gronk and Gronky Tonk, and it would just be cringeworthy. Absolute cringeworthy.
I mean, Redneck Riviera. I mean, there's
bad ones. Right. It's like what is Kid Rock's? Like Kid Rock's like just badass bar or something like that. It's like okay, super creative with that. I forget what
it was. Kick-ass honky tonk.
Kick-ass honky tonk, something like that. Something strange. Anyway, A to Z Sports. Let's get to throwing shade because I've got some shade that involves chicken nuggets. A to Z Sports throwing shade. We do this to end the show every Wednesday. So if you've got your shade, who do you want to unleash on this week and throw some shade? But first, let me tell you guys about Mandu. I miss Mandu. Mandu has been closed because of the COVID outbreak for way too long right now. It's about 5 weeks they're closed, hoping to slowly reopen in the future as the plans are made for that. And when Mandu reopens, we're all going to need Mandu because we need to jumpstart our fitness to get back to where we left off. And Mandu can do that for you with real ease because it's a 15-minute workout. That 15 minutes simulates over 5 hours in the weight room with full body electronic muscle stimulation. They also have the in-body analysis machine that shows your body composition and can allow you to get back to where you were to show what your body needs. So mandu.com, your first workout is absolutely free at mandu.com.
A to Z Sports. Make sure you check out our podcast feed because look, things are moving for A to Z Sports. We're for the first time ever, we are broadcasting live, simulcasting, live streaming on YouTube. And we've had some really good comments come in from YouTube. So we hope to build that up. We've already had a little bit of a base because we've had some videos go there, but also our podcast feed. You can catch our Titans podcast. We've got a separate Tighten Up podcast. We've got a Big Orange podcast. We've got the Nashcast, which is our Preds podcast. So all of these things are coming together on A to Z Sports. Make sure you like and subscribe, rate and review. We'll do whatever you need to do on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, wherever you get your podcast.
All right, Zach, do you want to throw shade first or me?
Well, I've got 2 shades.
Okay, so shade sandwich.
We'll do a little shade sandwich.
Which that's kind of hard to say.
I switched up the graphic. This is the new shade graphic. Look, we used to have a green awning. Now we're a little bit red. You got a red, and there's 2 chairs, one for you, one for me. We can sit back, and we're going to be throwing shade every Wednesday.
It's funny because there's double shade on the graphic. There's the awning and the umbrella. So double shade here on the show. All right, Zach, what's your first shade?
All right, so my first shade comes I'll save my shade for you because I have shade on you at the end.
On me. Like you're covering me with the umbrella.
Yes.
That's the type of shade.
My first shade, and I hope you guys are able to hear this audio because I am going to try something on our new streaming service for the first time. But this comes, I don't even know where this is. Oh, Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is ridiculous. All right. So I'm going to play you a news report about an inspirational man that turned bad and then turned back. But this is about the coronavirus pandemic. And listen to this news anchor and how bad he botched this news story.
I don't think the audio is working.
Oh, no.
Or it's just really quiet.
Nothing. No, Tom says nothing. All right. So
I could hear it. It was really quiet in my ear. So I don't, if it was playing, it was not loud enough.
So, and you know what? I had to take a chance on that.
Yeah,
so I now have reversed the shade back on me.
Yes.
Shade on me from not testing the IT material. Man, that backfired on a Wednesday. I was really excited about that shade. I will retweet it from A to Z because it is funny and worth watching, but shade on me for not getting the audio. We're going to have to change that up. I think I've got an idea on a way to do it.
Yeah, because when you figure out this idea, you have to do your rap battle or your rap lyrics because we're waiting on that.
Things have changed. You know what that is? That's just a precursor of what's probably going to happen in the NFL draft over the weekend because I predict some shade next week on the NFL draft. They're going to have technical difficulties.
Just like you just said.
That they can't.
All right, so my shade, because you still are going to throw shade on me. Like you just botched that situation, but then you're going to continue to throw shade on me at the end of the show. So from my experience of driving around the greater Nashville area over the last, 6 weeks now that everything's been shut down. The safe at home order has been going on for, I believe, right at 1 month in the greater Nashville area. There's one business that has been impacted negatively, zero. There's no negative effect for one business. The Brentwood Chick-fil-A. That thing is just absurd. Brentwood moms cannot even stay at home without getting their Chick-fil-A. I drove by yesterday, and I've driven by there like 5 days in a row. And every day during the stay-at-home order across the state, the Brentwood Chick-fil-A that has double drive-through is double drive-through lines out into Franklin Road. So my shade is on Brentwood's addiction to Chick-fil-A and to that specific location. Like, stop. You can't put down Chick-fil-A to save our country. Like, stop with the Chick-fil-A obsession. It's not even that good. I'm sorry. Chick-fil-A is not even that good.
Okay, you had me all the way up until the end. Right now, shade on me for messing up the technical difficulties and not playing sound. Shame on you for going and doing a great shade and then at the end just completely blowing it up for downplaying Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is fine.
Delicious.
It's fine.
No, it is delicious.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
It is delicious. It's not fine. It's delicious. And your shade justifies how many people think that it's delicious.
No, they're mind tricked
on you now because you just created a new shade for yourself.
They're mind tricked on having to have Chick-fil-A. It's like the pickles they put in their batter, in their fried batter. Like, come on. Chick-fil-A is fine. It's not like you have to have it in the middle of a pandemic where the double drive-through lines are still flowing through the main street. Like
it's
it's
a
not that.
craving. It is a craving.
Yes,
that
which
people
means that
get.
your mind has been tricked to having to rely on Chick-fil-A. It's not that good.
No,
It's
it's a
not.
justification of how good it is.
Here's
right?
here's the overall point.
You don't crave coleslaw because coleslaw is not that good. You crave Chick-fil-A and Chick-fil-A sauce and spicy chicken nuggets. That's what you crave. Why? Because it's that damn good. It's justified.
not.
It's not a trick. It's not a
Here's
game.
here's how I feel about this entire situation. Local businesses are just living and dying on every transaction with customers when it comes to especially local restaurants. And all these Brentwood people are just filling up Chick-fil-A's drive-through every damn day. Go
Well,
somewhere else.
The Chick-fil-A Brentwood drive-thru has been renovated. And so it has the capacity. And I've been through that line, my friend.
Zach,
Obviously, you haven't because you hate Chick-fil-A.
I don't go to Chick-fil-A. I just think it's overrated.
So you're a hypocrite.
No, I know what Chick-fil-A tastes like. I just think it's overrated. I would rather spend my $10 elsewhere on food.
Like what?
I would rather eat at a home.
Arby's?
I don't know. I don't eat fast food.
So you're a hypocrite.
No, I'm not a hypocrite. I've eaten at
You're
Chick-fil-A.
literally saying you don't do these things and you hate them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just
That's hypocritical.
no,
That's
it's
the
not.
definition.
No, I've had Chick-fil-A and I've stopped eating Chick-fil-A because I don't think it's worth the money or the time to sit through the double drive-through.
You're
I know
asking- the double drive-through is the most effective drive-through on this planet.
Then why is traffic backing up on Franklin Road every damn day because of the double drive-through?
Because it's that damn good.
Kelkin says hypocritical would be saying that he hates it, but he's actually sitting in the line to get it. I can say that fast food is garbage, like Parker says.
No, hypocritical. Who said that?
Kelkins.
Kelkins, listen. Hypocritical is saying that you hate it and that it's awful and not going and trying it. That is the definition of hypocritical.
Zach,
that's the point.
Zach, I've had it. I don't think it's worth it. That's the point. That's not hypocritical. That's trial. I gave it a shot. I've had Chick-fil-A for years.
And then error.
No, that's your opinion because you're tricked. They've got your mind control on you going to spend $12 on Chick-fil-A meal.
It's not $12. It's cost effective too. That's the best part. Like that's where you're also incorrect. All the other places like McAllister's all overpriced.
So you think
a nice deli sandwich at McAllister's, you're going to pay $18 for a side soup. My friend, you go to Chick-fil-A, you get a number 2 spicy chicken sandwich, a sweet tea with lemon, some fries, and a cookie. You're getting out of there like,
and you're also getting out of there with like diabetes. Like, come on.
Look, Chick-fil-A is not as bad as the other places. It's not as bad as McDonald's or Burger King.
And guess what? I don't eat at any of those places either. So I'm not a hypocritical. I'm just a healthy eater.
No, you're just anti-fast food. Let's just say that. You don't like any fast food.
Correct. Because it's bad.
Zero fast food. Do you have a preference of a fast food restaurant? Or are you anti-fast food?
The only time I go to fast food is if I'm in a pinch and I'm starving.
Get that. So you will never choose to go to fast food at any point in time.
I have not chosen fast food when I've had options in like 4 years.
Well, you have options all the time. Like you always have options. In America today, well, maybe not today because of the freaking coronavirus, all these bad eaters, but in majority, you have options.
Yeah, and I choose not to go to fast food.
Boo this man. Boo this man.
No, why? Why? Because you booing me because I don't eat fast food?
No, I'm booing you for hating on Chick-fil-A, which it's like this is what you're saying. All right. You're saying Apple is stupid. Apple stinks. Apple products are stupid. When everybody else knows that Apple products are elite, they're the best that you can get. It's the best brand of fast food that you can get is Chick-fil-A, the best brand of technology and phones while people are sitting over their Androids. Apple is the best. But I use Apple. That. No, but I'm giving you an example. It is comparative to you saying Apple stinks, Apple is stupid, and then you saying Chick-fil-A is stupid and Chick-fil-A stinks. That's where it doesn't make sense.
I don't think Chick-fil-A is worth sitting in the double drive-through out in the middle of the main road blocking traffic during the middle of the pandemic, which my shade is on. My shade is on the Brentwood Chick-fil-A always being packed by Brentwood people who should be able to avoid their Chick-fil-A addiction during a pandemic and go somewhere else like a local restaurant. That's my shade.
All right. So, well, I had other shade on you. It also involved a video that I'll have to tweet out later, but I can generalize what it is. And I was going to take a risk with this shade because I'm not only throwing shade at you, Austin, I'm throwing a lot of shade at our other viewers because I am not this guy. But this is props and shade. Props to Joey Molinaro, who you've seen him. He's done the Nick Saban impressions. He does the Joe Burrow impressions or the Ed Orgeron impressions. This guy's picked up by Barstool. His video this morning or late last night, whenever it was, is absolutely hilarious, and it's absolutely Austin and probably a lot of people.
It's me?
Yeah. The impression is obsessed mock draft guy. Completely obsessed mock draft guy. Mock draft guy 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. I'm going to go on a network and create my own mock draft. I got to mock draft this. I got to mock draft tomorrow. I got to mock draft today. It is a great impression of all of and everybody that has obsessed over mock drafts. One of the lines in the mock draft is somebody interviewing him, and I got to tweet this out. I wish I could play it, damn it. But he sits there and asks him, he's like, when was your first mock draft this past season? And he said, well, I mock draft after the first round last year. Mock drafting after the first round of the present draft is an obsession of mock drafting. It is genius. It is absolutely Austin Stanley.
No, it's not me. I mean, I think it's absolutely hilarious. I'm not how many mock drafts have I published, Zach?
No. This is not about you making mock drafts singularly. This is you making them on top of you looking at them, you following them, you clicking on them.
I'm sorry. I'm informed about what I think the NFL draft is going to look like.
You can justify it however you want. You're a big mock draft guy.
Because I can learn things from them. I think mock drafts are both good and bad. Like it's just information about data. It's just trying to understand.
Take that for data.
I mean, I think I have not seen Joey's video. It's probably hilarious and probably spot on. But that's not necessarily me. I love the NFL draft because why? Because millions of people love the NFL draft. That's why it's become such a
like Chick-fil-A.
They do. And I'll say this. The NFL draft and Chick-fil-A can survive the pandemic.
Hit him with one of these.
That's very good. Very good.
Look,
mock drafts they're exercises. They're just examples. People take them way too seriously. I think they're fun. They're entertaining, but they're exercises you can't even point the right direction.
Now I am.
Yeah. After failing, just like your audio you tried to play.
This is the double shade that I put on the graphic, right? We've turned this shade into shade on me, shade on you, shade on everybody. This shade worked exactly the way that this new graphic shade should work.
Look, I like our new setup. I like our first show of streaming live on YouTube. It's been great.
Boom roasted. All right, guys. Hey,
just like how I dislike Chick-fil-A, you also dislike the NFL draft. So just like you called me,
I know. I don't. I love the NFL draft. I don't obsess. No. I don't obsess. I love Chick-fil-A. I'm not one of those crazy mothers that take their 3 kids every single day, but I love it.
That's who I'm throwing shade at. I'm not throwing shade at the entire thing. I'm throwing shade at the crazy mothers who can't get their kids off of it.
And I'm throwing shade at you, the obsessive mock draft guy.
I'm not the obsessive mock draft guy.
Yeah, well, now you're the guy in denial being the obsessive.
But I'm not. How many mock drafts have I published, Zach? 0. I have published 0 mock drafts. How many have I done to learn?
What do you mean published?
Huh?
What do you mean?
How many have I published on our website? How many mock drafts?
You published one last night on your Twitter. Are you kidding me? Go check
I
your
did.
timeline there, bud.
I did a live stream.
Not but 24 hours ago did you publish your own mock draft.
I did a live stream with another show. What's wrong
I'm
with
not hating on that, but don't say when have I ever published a mock draft in which you published a mock draft less than 12 hours ago.
I'm not publishing. I'm talking about the Titans.
Look at your timeline.
Zach, it's my job. It's our business to cover the Tennessee Titans. So I apologize for providing content to the business that we own.
Don't apologize. Accept it. Be the crazy mock draft guy. Look, I've got your mock draft right here. You picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
10
8,
guys.
9, 10 guys, including AJ Green, the cornerback, not the wide receiver, at 243. So don't say, when did I publish my draft? I've never published a mock draft this year when you literally, this was 2 hours ago.
Did I publish it, smartass? Did I publish it?
You did it
2 hours ago? No. Give me a break, man. You're talking about I have not done a mock draft where I draft for every person. I don't for every team. I don't do that.
You did.
Zach, no, I did not. I did something for the Titans to learn more about some options of what the Titans could do. I'm providing.
You're mock draft guy.
I'm okay. NFL draft guy. I'm NFL draft guy.
You're NFL mock draft guy. Fair? We come to a
I'm NFL. I am NFL draft guy.
NFL mock draft guy.
No, I'm not out here creating mock drafts in like the month of January, February, March, and April. I do some mock drafts in April about the team that I cover so I can be well informed about the team that I cover. What's wrong with that? In my opinion, I'm doing my job.
There's nothing wrong with being a crazy Chick-fil-A woman who loves her kids because Chick-fil-A is delicious, right? You are just a mock draft guy. It's
Don't
okay.
feed your kids fast food. That's the real story.
Oh, okay. Well, when you have kids, we'll see if you'll eat those words when they're crying in the back seat of whatever car you're driving.
You just call French fry shut up machine.
I want McDonald's.
Parker says it would be nice to see my mock draft.
Look, again, that's fine. But do not sit here and hate on kids eating Happy Meals when your kids are going to be eating Happy Meals.
No, they're not.
Bet. I will bet you I'll bet you $10,000.
Okay,
$10,000 right now that your kid will eat a Happy Meal or a fast food at a fast food restaurant in their life from age 1 to 18. That justifies under your roof. You want to bet?
Yep. 10 grand?
Yes.
Not happening. It's not happening. My kid's not going to be no Happy Meals for us in the Stanley household.
There's zero. Oh my God. Now this is a full debate. This is where sparks start to fly. There's no chance in hell that your kid does not eat fast food from age 1 to 18. You're going to lose. There's no way.
My wife and I, we don't eat fast food.
I know you don't eat fast food. That's not the debate. The debate is your children, your unborn child will definitely. It's just how it works.
So it needs to be about me providing it. Because like after my kid has a car, they're going to go do whatever they want.
They're going to eat it by the age of 7, so it doesn't matter.
No, I just won 10 grand.
You made some foreign noise when you felt like and admitted that this was not going to be the case.
When did I do that? What are you talking about?
Go, you can check the tape. I guarantee
because I know something that you don't know. I know what my wife and I have talked about with our kids and our future kids, and you don't. You're not sitting in our living room.
No, I just think things change when you have kids. I think you can say all the things that you want right now.
My wife and I will not provide any fast food to our children. And look, after they have a vehicle of their own, they're going to go make their own food decisions and food choices. But that's not something that we're going to be doing.
You know what they're going to do at 7? They're going to probably have an iPhone 15, and they're probably going to Uber Eats themselves.
iPhone 15, bro. We're talking by the time our kids are going to be 7, it's like iPhone 22.
Well, not necessarily. It could be iPhone 15 SC756, right? Right. There could be a whole, they could prolong this, but they're going to be Uber Eatsing, a Big Mac and fries at age 8.
It's not happening, man. I'm just telling you, it's not happening. You don't know the conversations we've been having.
You're Tiger Woods and I'm the field. And over the long
Tiger
period
Woods
of
won a
time,
lot. Tiger Woods won a lot,
he didn't win all the time.
but he won this one. He won a lot of the ones that mattered.
He didn't win this one. The field's gonna win this one.
All right. And Ricky says, but when they go to grandparents, friends' houses next door, it happens. Sure, that's what I'm saying. Like, but we are not providing our kids fast food. That's not something that we're going to be doing. I haven't had fast food like in probably over a year. I remember the last fast food I had was Taco Bell because I was in the middle of nowhere and I was starving.
I mean, every single comment, I could go on and just completely destroy you. You just lost 10K. What are you going to do with the 10 grand, Zach? Going with the field. I base it not on you and your future parenting style. This is not about Austin or your wife. I don't care about that. It's about the child. It's about children wanting things. Look, I've been around kids. I've been around plenty of kids, especially in the last couple of years with my nephew and my niece. Those kids, they get what they want. And when they see all these advertisings for Mickey D's and whatever, Burger King, whatever they love, Chick-fil-A, they're probably going to love them some Chick-fil-A. And you know what you're going to provide them with? Some Chick-fil-A.
It's not right. It's not what's going to happen.
All right. Well, we got a lot of years to find that out. We have little time until the NFL draft, which is awesome. That is exciting news. We've got great specials coming here in the next couple of days. More platforms that we're going to be broadcasting live from. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be exciting. And don't forget prime time tonight, 8 o'clock. Could have something a little bit different on tonight's 8 p.m. prime time draft, maybe draft centric. Who knows? So tune into that. Make sure you follow us on our social media at A to Z Sports, and we will get rocking and rolling throughout the course of the day, the course of the week. It's going to be awesome. This is NFL draft time, baby.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Thanks. Enjoyed the show. YouTube, enjoyed hanging out with you guys for the first time. We'll do a lot more of this in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your Wednesday.
Adios.